move on to another quarterback here, and that is the man Dakota Prescott.
Ew, dude, don't say that.
Dakota Prescott got himself this money. Obviously going with a contract battle, there with Jerry Jones the past couple of years. Finally getting a deal done. What, 4 years, Hunter City?
4-year, $160 million, no trade clause, no tag provision. So he's locked in for the next 4 years. That is
guaranteed,
pretty much guaranteed money. I think 40 to 60 of it is based off incentives, but most of that is guaranteed.
I think like 120 of it is guaranteed, which come on, that is just insane. I mean, great for that. He made literally, I think, $38 million just last year off being the franchise tag.
Yep.
And then finally getting this deal done. And I mean, this is my thing. Obviously, Jerry Jones thinks he's the guy. And here's how I don't think Dak is not deserving of this contract. It's just, he is great. And, you sit here and look where he's making more money now than A-Rod and Russell Wilson, which, I don't think he's a better quarterback than them necessarily, but that's just how this works. It's Dak. It's his turn. The cap rises every year. He's going to get paid. The next guy up. You know what? I think Josh Allen is probably looking at that deal Dak Prescott did, bro. And give me about a year. We about to pull up with that Brinks truck. But I mean, big shout out to Dak because I know this has been a back and forth battle there in Dallas, him and Jerry Jones. And I really like Dak Prescott as a quarterback, as a player. Love his tangibles, intangibles, even for being Dallas, which I know if you're not a Dallas Cowboys fan, you probably hate that team. But this is another one though where the team as a whole, man, they got some cap locked up in some positions. We're talking Zeke, we're talking Amari Cooper, we're talking a couple of guys on defense that got some rather chunky contracts. But I mean, at the end of the day, they got the quarterback figured out. My only thing is, how good is he going to be coming back off that injury? I heard his recovery's been great. I heard that's. To think absolutely shattering your ankle isn't the worst injury in the world from a football standpoint, I guess. But I've heard multiple reports that is more or less an easy, I guess, injury to kind of come back from.
And injuries are so interesting because it's either going to go one way or the other, obviously, but they're either going to come back way stronger than they were before because they had to put in so much hard work to rehab that, or it's going to break them forever. So that obviously is a gamble there, but if we're just judging off of before pre-injury, I mean, Dak's that dude, and he deserves this money. And he's a franchise face, whatever way you look at it. So deserving of the money. I hope he does have a good recovery. I want to see him play well. But, I don't know, man. Jerry Jones just got that cash flow. That Cowboys revenue cap space is different.
It is different. And the contract Dak signed, too, is got a couple loopholes, things in it that I'd really have to look into it, but there's a couple things Jerry Jones pulled off some stuff to where I think over this year and next year with his deal, I think it has something to do with like them upfronting the signing bonus or taking the signing bonus and spreading it out over the length to free up some, not take as big as a cap hit. I don't really know how all that's
just so weird. I mean, they have to do all this weird shit this season because they don't even know how much the cap is going to drop. Like it's still just unheard. So. It shit's crazy.
No, it definitely is. But
how are you supposed to sign someone for $160 million when you don't know how much money you're going to have next year?
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult one. And I've seen a lot of jokes, especially with the Cowboys, Dak signing that contract just for them to go 8-8, 9-7, which
it's facts.
They obviously have some things they need to figure out, especially on defense.
I think the problem offensively is Zeke. He's just not producing like he did his first 2 years, and he's getting that bag, son. He's got a fatty contract. Never in his career as a Cowboy has a rush over 60 yards.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, to me, Zeke had one of the craziest rookie years ever at that position, and I still think is a very good running back. He just hasn't been able to perform. I think we got spoiled a little bit with that first season.
For sure. I do think part of it is their offensive line just being in shambles. I mean, that's obviously a big hit for your running back as well as your QB. But, I mean, Zeke's just got to put the team on his shoulder. If you're going to be that guy, you got to be that guy.
Well, I mean, we now know that, Dak's that guy. And I think if Dallas goes ahead and, like I said, I think they need to focus the defense heavy, especially that secondary during this upcoming draft. They really need to hit some home runs on some picks there. But I mean, we got the squad in Dallas for the most part. You got your 5, 6, 7 guys that are all under contract, and the rest are probably just going to be some revolving door type of guys. But great for Dak Prescott, man. Happy to see that happen. And like I said, there's the Josh Allens and the Kyler Murrays and Lamar Jackson's probably looking at that.
You said it great, dude. Josh Allen's got to be like, what's going on here?
Because those are the guys that are going to be up next, and whether or not they technically deserve that money, they're just going to get that because it's just how it works. Up next, cap rising. Every big quarterback deal is going to make the old one look obsolete. It's just how we're going. But big shout out Dak Prescott again.
Perfect.